This film is brought to you by Journey to Healing Through the Chakras. Take a journey to healing and balance for the body, mind, and soul. www.yogatraveler.online/chakra journey.
Again, welcome everyone to this chakra balancing class. Today we're going to explore all 7 of our chakras in this 45 minutes that we have together. And we will try to come into balance. We'll do yoga poses that should connect with each chakra. So as you practice and as we move through these poses, pay attention to the ones that feel particularly nourishing to your body. Maybe today you are you're closely connected to the root chakra or the heart chakra. So pay attention to those feelings. Also, pay attention to the feelings of discomfort. Maybe you'll run into a pose that feels difficult to you. That might indicate an imbalance in that chakra that you could explore further and try to come into balance. So let's close our eyes, tuck our chin just a little bit so there's length through the back of the neck, sit nice and tall, and just start to breathe in and out through your nose. Deep Ujjayi breath. And as we breathe, let's just tune into the colors of each chakra. Breathe in the color red and let it settle deep down at the base of your spine. Breathe in the color orange and let it settle right on the hips and reproductive organs. Breathe in the color yellow and let it settle at the center of your body, at your navel, abdominal area. Breathe in the color green and let it settle right on your heart. Breathe in the color blue and let it hum in your throat. Breathe in the color indigo and let it settle right in between your eyes. Finally, breathe in the color violet or purple and let it rest on the top of your head. Let's open our eyes, bring your arms by your side, take a deep breath together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Let's first get in contact with our root chakra. Move yourself into a child's pose. Knees open slightly wider than your hips. Sit back onto your heels. Reach your arms forward. And pay attention to the places that are connected to the floor. Our hands, our legs, our hips are reaching toward our heels, even though they may not be touching. Child's pose is a very nourishing pose. Very connected to the earth. The root chakra is associated with the earth element, grounding, stability. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Gently lift up onto all fours. Let's warm our spine with cat and cow. Drop your belly down. Inhale, send the gaze up. Exhale, round through the spine, pull and lift, tucking the chin. And again, really pressing into the hands and the knees as we lift up. Inhale, belly drops down. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to neutral. Roll onto your toes, lift your hips high and press back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Now our new base becomes our hands and our feet. Even if the heels are not pressing to the floor, they're reaching to the floor. And our fingers are spread wide, creating a good base for our body. Bend your knees, look forward, step, or you can even hop your hands around your feet around your hands, then lower your hips down. I like to place my elbows in between my knees to press apart. This is Malasana pose. Here's from the front. Even if your heels don't touch the ground, that's okay. You can be on your toes. Maybe just brace yourself with a blanket. Press open and feel yourself pushing down again into the floor. But the floor is supporting us, keeping us grounded, keeping us steady. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Lift the hips up. Turn your feet parallel. And let yourself fold into your legs for Uttanasana, forward bend. My hands are on the floor, but it's okay if yours aren't. You can take your hands behind, grab onto your legs, and gently pull your body toward your legs. Feel how we're now lifting out of the ground. We'll just continue to roll up through the spine, standing up, feeling steady on our feet. Shoulders roll back as we reach our top. I'm going to turn to my side. You can face whatever direction is best to see me. We'll take Sira Namaskara A to warm our entire body. Reach your arms up, inhale. Rooted feet to the floor, but we lift out of that space. Exhale, fold forward again, bending and bowing down toward the earth. Inhale, look up, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, step back, or you can hop back to a plank. Chaturanga, elbows bend. See if you can hover for a moment. Inhale, press the arms, straighten through those arms, lengthen to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, lift back up, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Heels drop down, press back through the shoulders, length through the legs, feet, ankles, hips. Good. This sequence warms our whole body, connects our breath to our movement. Let's try it one more time. Bend your knees, look forward, inhale, step or hop to your hands. Exhale, fold into the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach up to the sky. Exhale, Samasthiti to reset. Let's do it one more time. Make sure we're nice and warm. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive down, all the way down. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step or hop back again to plank, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, press back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Heels release into the floor. Good. Again, we're rooted, we're connected to the ground. We're going to start moving toward our second chakra now, the sacral chakra. Bend your knees, look forward, inhale, step or hop up to the hands. Exhale, fold into the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend your knees. Let's come up through Utkatasana, chair pose. Our hips shift back, torso comes forward. We're still rooted to the floor. Notice that as we move up our chakras, we're not going to ignore where we've come from. We're just going to build onto it. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten up. Inhale. Release your arms. Exhale. Step your feet nice and wide. Again, face whatever direction is best for you to see me. Let's turn our toes out, bend your knees, come into goddess pose. Now, goddess pose means that we pull open through the inner thigh and we tilt the pelvis under. So we're not sticking our hips back. We're pulling them under to feel lots of energy right here through the base. Take index finger to thumb and let's move through this. Straighten up through your arms and legs. Inhale. Exhale, pull it down. Really be mindful of the hip space here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Good. Take your hands to your hips. Straighten out through the knees. Turn your toes in. Different aspect of our hips, almost like we're pigeon-toed. Look up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Prasarita Padottanasana A. Take your hands down to the floor, or if you've got a block, here's what it might look like. And see if you can walk your hands in between your feet. Press into the ground or the block. Look up. Inhale. Exhale. Fold yourself back down. Shift your weight toward your toes. Our root is still here, but now we're energizing and stimulating through those hips. That's the sacral chakra. Good. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press into the floor, look up or the block. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, lift up. Good. And exhale, turn the right toe so it's facing forward, whatever direction that is for you. This is the right leg. Right leg is bending. Left leg stays straight. We've moved into Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana A. This is energizing the right hip. Again, inner thigh and groin, everything's open. That sacrum in the low back, open and stretched. And take it into Parsvakonasana. You can bring your right forearm to your thigh, or you can go deeper, hand to the floor on the outside of the foot. An option is to use a block, placing the hand on the block there. And pull your left arm overhead. Nice long stretch. Most of our energy now is in that right hip. But don't forget, add a little energy to your root, that left foot that's bracing us back there. Good. Inhale, press into the floor, lift up. Let's rotate our feet. So now your left foot is forward and you're going to bend your left knee. Moving into that Virabhadrasana B, Warrior Two on the left side, and then deepening to Parsvakonasana. Drop the forearm or the hand to the floor, or again, use your block and rotate that right arm overhead. Long, strong stretch. We can feel that reach all the way through the torso. Good. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Take both hands down. Readjust. Drop your knee. And let's just bring ourselves around to sit for Baddha Konasana. This is our last pose in our sacral chakra. This one is difficult for me. You'll see that my knees are lifted. I'm working on it, right? Every time we work on something. Let's hold on to our feet or our ankles. Sit tall, inhale, exhale, fold forward. Bring your gaze forward over those toes. Some of you might be able to reach your nose to the floor, over your feet. All of us should be able to feel that release in the low back, in the sacrum, and that opening up through the hip flexors. That's the front of the hips, right? Good. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lift up, nicely done. As we straighten out our knees, I'll turn to my sides. We're gonna move into our solar plexus chakra that's right in the middle of our body. Abdominals, power and control center. So we'll move to Navasana. Couple of ways to do this. You might be on your elbows with your knees lifted, or you could straighten your knees. You might lift up with your knees bent. You might lift up with your legs straight. Choose your way. Join me and hold. Feel this breath. This is stimulating our abdominals, so that's strengthening up of that power center. Keep breathing strong, even as our body might be shaking. Mine is just a little. Take one more breath. Inhale. Good job with control. Exhale, pull your knees in. Bring your hands forward. Step or hop your feet back and come to plank. Now this is isometric holding. Good for abdominals, arms, so the whole core and the back as well. Now if your hips are sagging, then feel free to drop your knees and lift through the center. I can still feel the stimulation here if I keep my center lifted. It's called Uddiyana Bandha, navel lock. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Now for our back, we move into Dhanurasana. A couple of options for you here. If you are able to, you can reach onto your feet. Grab your feet with your hands, and then we'll be lifting. If that is difficult for you, take your hands to the floor, maybe your feet to the floor, clasp your hands, and then lift. So this is option A, we'll call it, or feel free to move a little deeper, option B. Either way, we're getting our back strengthened. So we've done a good cycle for our solar plexus chakra, stimulated the abdominals, stimulated the core and the back, and now ending up with our back. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lower down. Good job. Just to rest the back a moment, return to a child's pose. We want to do everything in balance, so when we bend one way, we bend the other. We are trying to nourish our body. Good. And let's next move into the heart chakra. Come forward again. Place your forearms on the floor and lift up. I have my elbows and my shoulders stacked right on top of each other. Pull your shoulders back. Extend your neck, extend your throat. Feel that open sensation in the heart. And we just did a back bend, it's true, but a lot of times when we are trying to open the front of our body, it's doing a back bend to achieve what we need. Again, paying tribute to the chakras that have come before, right? Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, lower down, a little abdominals here, roll onto your toes, have your hands in place, reverse our chaturanga, inhale, lift up, exhale, move back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, drop your knees, lift up for Ustrasana. We'll start with our hands in fists. Bring them to your back, right at your hips, and pull your elbows toward each other. So already feel how this is opening up this chest space here. Then simply press those hips forward. Let your body bend and take your gaze to the sky. We feel stretched through the entire front of our body, right? Hopefully you do. And that open sensation right at the heart. Good. Lift up. Release your hands. Drop your chin to your chest. This is going to bring the blood flow back into our head to help with that balance again in our body. And we'll have the option of going a little deeper one more time. So lift up. Take your fists to your back again. If it's comfortable for you to drop your hands to your heels, you may do so now. Or you're fine to keep your hands right on those hips. If you have your hands on your heels, you can extend your head back a little bit further. It just stretches the whole front of the body. Such a great stretch. Good. Gently lift up. Nicely done. Again, chin to the chest. We need it this time for sure. If you are comfortable with dropping your legs down onto, sitting down, you're welcome to do so. Just take a moment to catch the breath. Good. And we're going to move into one more heart-opening pose, bridge pose. Now, oftentimes you'll find a bridge pose at the end of a yoga class. Today, it's right in the middle for us because we are moving up our chakra system, and here's our heart-opening pose. This time, I would like you to dedicate this pose to someone. Think of someone who needs a little extra love in their life, and as you lift, dedicate some energy toward them. So let's roll up one vertebrae at a time. Take your hands underneath, clasp them together, press into the floor, and again, one more time to open up that chest space. How nice that feels. Beautiful. Think of that person that you're dedicating a little extra love to, a little extra care and compassion for them today. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Nicely done. Pull your knees into your chest. Give them a hug. We're going to move up to our fifth chakra, the throat chakra. So start to rock your way up and join me seated again. First, we're going to stretch out our neck. So the throat chakra is associated with the power of the voice, right? Being able to speak your truth. So let's stretch our neck. Turn your gaze to the right and look as far right as you can. Feeling that left side of the neck lengthen. Turn your gaze to the left. Look as far left as you can. Feeling that right side of your neck lengthening. Turn your gaze down. Try to reach as far down as you can without rounding your shoulders. Keep your shoulders quiet. Feel the back of the neck, that cervical spine lengthening. Then send the gaze up and let the head fall back. And feel that length through the front of the neck. So good for the stimulation of the thyroid here. Send your gaze up, grab your head with your right hand and pull the ear toward your shoulder. I like to take my left hand off to the side here just to continue that length all the way down. I think that feels nice. Take your left hand, same place, pulling, lengthening. The neck is a muscle just like anything else. It often gets so tight and tense. Then just release your hand and let your head just roll any direction you want. You can follow me or you can just move on your own with whatever feels right for you today. All in the efforts to open up our voice, be able to speak when we need to. The balance of that, though, is being able to listen to people when it's their time to speak. So let's move into that now by doing a shoulder stand, which squeezes our throat. So come onto your back. Couple of options for this today. If you have your block, even if you don't, I'll show you. You can place your hips on that block and then lift your legs up to the sky. So this is a gentle version of shoulder stand if you need a little bit more gentleness in your day. If you don't have a block, you could just simply place your hands under your hips here. For those of you who'd like a little more stimulation, let's shift up onto our shoulders and take our hands up our back to support it. Now you'll notice the way I'm talking is a little different. That's because we've squeezed our throat. We are shutting off our vocal cords a little bit here. It's perhaps our turn to listen to someone else speak their truth. Keep your gaze straight up to the sky. I'll talk you through it. Try not to hurt your neck that we just stretched out so nicely. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Release your hands. Lower your legs down, all the way down. I gotta scoot back until you're laying flat. Now lift onto your elbows, let your shoulders roll back, arch your head, take the top of the head to the floor. This is now once again opening up the throat, Uttanapad Padasana, opening up the chest. If you want a little more abdominals, moving back into our solar plexus chakra, you can lift the hips, you can even lift the legs, you can even bring your hands together. Take a breath. Inhale, exhale, lower yourself down. Nicely done. A little sacral chakra one more time. Grab onto your feet or your knees. Take a happy baby and we're gonna laugh out loud. Get your voice working. It feels good to laugh. Nice job. Pull your knees together and roll yourself up to sit. We'll move on to our third eye chakra. Oh, thanks for those hearts. This is pretty fun. This is where we pay attention to our past, our present, and our future. So let's do a little experiment that will help us to do all three of those things. If you have a strap, it might be helpful at this moment. You can place your strap around your feet. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, fold yourself forward. You can grab onto your feet or the strap as you go down. Close your eyes, tuck your head right in between your arms, and think for a moment of your past, where you've come from, how it's shaped the person that you are. It's very important. We don't want to dwell in the past. It doesn't do us any good, but we can learn from it. We are shaped by it. And sometimes our past affects our future. Gently lift up. You can let go of that strap. Just sit tall, pull your shoulders back, and gaze around at the present. This is where we are now, in the here and now, in this present moment. Take your hands behind you, fingertips facing your hips, point your toes. You can either just straighten your arms, roll your shoulders back, send your gaze up, or go a little deeper. Extend your hips up and look into your future, which is shaped by your past, shaped by your present, and it's that future that you're going to create. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, lower it down. Let's do that sequence one more time. It feels great. Grab onto your strap again. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, folding down, paying honor and tribute to our past. Nice deep breath. This is also stretching out our hips, our back, our hamstrings. Feels nice. Inhale, lift up. Release your strap. Look around at your present. Be grateful for the present that you have. It is a gift after all. That's why it's called the present. Take your hands behind you. Place them right by your, a couple inches behind your hips. Point your toes. Either straighten your arms, feel the chest open, or lift up. And look into the future, that bright future that's waiting for you. Good job. Inhale. Exhale, lower it down. Nicely done. Lastly, we come to our crown chakra right at the top of our head. Let's all move onto all fours. We're all going to do an inversion today, but everyone's going to choose how deep they move into the inversion. So, first of all, an inversion is getting the top of the head on the floor, or the head is down. For this purposes today, we're going to put our head on the floor. So let's start with a gentle one. Scoot your knees a little closer to your hands. Bend your elbows and take the top of the head to the floor. Not your forehead, the very top of the head, the crown of the head. And I can tell that I'm in the right position because I can see my hands. My hands are not by my head. They are far enough back that I can see them. So this is option A. You are welcome to stay right here. You do not have to move any deeper. If you do want to move deeper, notice that your arms have created a little shelf here. You can lift onto your toes so that you can place your knees one at a time on that shelf. And you're in a tripod headstand, very supported, but you can feel that good pressure into the head. Then if it is in your practice and if it is comfortable to you, you might lift your legs off of those elbows and extend them up for the full version of the headstand. But again, only if it's comfortable to you. Sometimes inversions test our limits a little bit. They do flip our world completely upside down, and they make us start to notice our fears, and we might evaluate if they are healthy fears or if the fears are holding us back. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Let's start to come down, all the way down. Whatever position you're in, come down into a child's pose. Knees open, head drops. Third eye, that sixth chakra, on the floor. This is bringing blood flow back into the rest of our body. Plus just nourishing us after that experience that we had. Take a few deep breaths. You've returned to the earth, to the ground where you started. We've come full circle. We're in the same place, but yet we're in a completely different frame of mind. Gently lift yourself up and roll yourself around onto your back for Shavasana. We'll extend our legs, take our arms by our sides, close your eyes, And for a moment before you drift off into your rest, ask yourself 2 questions. First, which chakra felt the most nourishing to you? Which one felt like it was really a good connection with your mind, with your body, with your energy, your emotions? Just ask yourself that question and let it settle in. And then the second question, which chakra maybe felt a little bit difficult today? Maybe the poses were hard for your body. Maybe you felt uncomfortable in them. There might be a reason for that. There might be an imbalance in that chakra that you could discover and you could try to bring into balance with further yoga and further meditation. Just think about that for a moment. And now allow yourself to peacefully drift off into rest. There's nothing more to think about. There's nothing more to do. Now it's time for you to enjoy this practice and soak it all in. I will wake you up when it's time with the sound of the 5th chakra, the throat chakra. As it's associated with sound, I thought it would be fitting to wake us up. So enjoy your rest. Start to wake yourself up. Rotate through your wrists and your ankles. Point and flex your feet. Stretch your arms overhead to lengthen through your entire body. And roll yourself onto one side in fetal pose, which signifies a new start, a reset, beginning again. Gently press up to a comfortable seated position and bring your hands to heart center. One more time, let's go through our chakra energy, this time from the top to the bottom. Take an inhale, visualize the color violet resting on your head. Visualize the color indigo right in between your eyes. Visualize the color blue resting, humming in your throat. Visualize the color green resting on your heart. Visualize the color yellow at the center of your body, warm like fire. Visualize the color orange resting on your hips, lower back, reproductive organs. And finally, visualize the color red, like you're sitting on a red energy pillow. We'll finish off with this quote by Rolf Gates. We show up, burn brightly in the moment, live passionately, and when the moment is over, when our work is done, we step back and let go. Thank you for your practice today. Namaste.